the other thing that you'll get when referring to God is often the word Elohim. We see that in Genesis 1. In Genesis 2 and 3, we get Adonai more so. And often we get Adonai Elohim, which is just another construction of God. But Elohim is grammatically plural. It can also be used to refer to a deity or deities, or just, vaguely speaking, divine beings. And no, this doesn't mean the God of Israel or whatever. Doesn't mean Adonai is a plural. It's a grammatically plural word that often and does refer to a single deity.
Okay, but Elohim, divine beings, the plurality of it all. I mean, I just feel like I want to address it more because I don't know. I've had this idea now just pop into my head while we're talking. That's why you're getting no warning. It's like, could this have started off with like an idea of multiple and then they kind of just whittled it down like, no, we'll just do one and he's more powerful than everyone else.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So in in um in the patriarchal North Semitic deity, the high god, like the Canaanite region, was El, and El is the singular of Elohim, and El is this high god, the main, the Zeus of this pantheon. Um, and as that word moved on to mean other things, it just began to refer to God in general. And there's pretty good evidence that within that pantheon, the storm god Baal, which I'm sure you've heard of in biblical talk. No, oh, but the storm god Baal is often like placed up against Adonai in a lot of biblical texts, and there's good reason to think that that Adonai adopted the divine profile of Baal, who's the storm deity, which is why there's so much imagery in that overlaps between Baal and Adonai. So the way backs, there might be some overlap between Baal and Adonai.
Really, a storm deity? I'm trying to think of what other storm deities could have been around at the time.
No, it's not Zeus. It's not Zeus, Jody. Uh,
Thor?
no.
I don't know, man. Well, but you have to think, isn't that so interesting? I mean, everyone obviously experiences weather, but for quite a few cultures and religions to be like, oh, we're gonna have a storm god.
Yeah, but it's not it. These religions exist and they're separate. They can have influences, inspiration from other religions of the area, and I think Greek might be later. I could be mistaken, but no, it's very common for these things to pop up independently, and it would make sense. I don't think that we should be conflating all these religions together and reducing each religion to say, oh, it's all the same thing. I think they're very important differences, and very different origins that need to be respected and talked about.
Then let me be clearer. I think it is interesting, though, that as humans evolved, these similar ideas did pop up across different
Yeah.
cultures.
Right. Yeah.
So
No.
that's more what I meant to say, but I understand how I came off, especially with the
No.
manic look in my eyes.